Anita. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a beaded necklace, and the name of the necklace is called Angel Wings Necklace, and this is a design by an author named Cynthia Newcomer Daniel from her book titled Modern Beaded Lace. This is a very interesting beaded pattern, and I'm making a necklace today, but I'm also going to show you that you can also make a pair of earrings using the same design by making a slight modification. So it's a pretty cool pattern. I'll have links in the description box below that will apply to all the products used today. I've got a couple of different vendors where I got my beads from, so I'll go over the supply list with you next. You'll need a pair of scissors, a size 12 beading needle. I'm using 6-pound fireline in crystal. You're going to need a lobster clasp, 4mm jump ring, and a 6mm jump ring. I've got some 15-0s. These are like a silver line royal blue. And then I have some 11-0s in the same color. I've also got some little 3mm pearls and some SuperDuos. I'll have exact counts and measurements in the description box so that you can look that up. Alright, so let me clear my area and we'll get started. You're going to want to thread your needle with a comfortable length of thread. I'm going to use a couple of wing spans, and it's a very thread thirsty project, so you're probably going to have to be adding thread throughout for at least a couple of times. And I will show you a segment on how to add thread later on in the video. Very simple technique, and you can apply this technique to any project that requires bead weaving on how to add thread. So you're going to start by picking up 6 of your 11-0s. You're going to bring that down, and I'd leave a long enough tail to weave in. So I'm going to leave about, maybe a 6-inch tail. I'm going to bring my needle back through all the beads. I'm going to go back through the first 2 beads. Pull that nice and snug. Now I'm going to come back down these 2 beads right here. So that's what I have to start. Your tail thread is here. This is your working thread. Now I'm going to pick up 5 of my 15-0s. Then you're going to pick up 3 of your 11-0s and your SuperDuo. You're also going to pick up 3 more 11-0s. You're also picking up 5 more of your 15-0s. Then you're going to pick up 2 11-0s, then 5 more 15-0s, then you're going to pick up 3 more 11-0s. It's a lot of beads to pick up on your first step, so I'll go over that with you. You've got your 6 that you started with the circle, then you're picking up 5 15-0s, 3 11-0s, your SuperDuo, and make sure your second hole is not blocked. Then you're picking up 3 more 11-0s, 5 more 15-0s, 2 11-0s, then 5 more 15-0s, and 3 11-0s. You're going to bring that down. Now you're going to have this long strand, and what you're going to do now is bring your needle back through the empty hole of the SuperDuo. So we're going to go right through that empty hole. Now you want to make sure there's no slack in your thread, so just pull that gently together. So that's what you should have so far. Now we're going to pick up 3 11-0s and 5 more 15-0s. Right there. So my thread is coming out of the SuperDuo. I'm now going to go up through these 2 11-0s on the circle. So now you have this. It looks like a little bow tie. So right now my thread is exiting these 2 11-0s here. I'm going to flip this sideways like this. Now I want to advance my needle through all of these beads, through the SuperDuo, and through the next 3 11-ohs. Right there is where your needle should be coming out after those 3 11-ohs. Now I'm going to pick up 7 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, and 7 15-ohs. So you want to verify your counts. I've got 7 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, and 7 15-ohs. So I'm going to bring my needle down through these 3 11-ohs right here and the SuperDuo. So I'm bringing my needle just through the 3 11-ohs and the SuperDuo. And that's going to put a little loop at the top, like that. Next, you're picking up 5 15-ohs. Your thread is exiting the SuperDuo. And if it's loose, don't worry, we're going to pull on this as we're advancing our needle. So after your 5 15-ohs are on your needle, you're going to go through the 2 11-ohs at the top of this loop. So you've got 4 11-ohs, you're going through the first 2 like this. And you want that to fall in front. So you want this second set of beads to kind of sit in the middle here. So if it doesn't do that, just kind of correct it and pull it so that it's in the middle like that. Now my thread is coming out of this second 11-oh. You're going to pick up another 11-oh. Going from this 11-oh, now I'm going to go down through these next 2 11-ohs at the top. You're going to pick up 5 more of your 15-ohs. You're exiting this 11-oh here. You're going to go down through the SuperDuo hole. So you're advancing through the SuperDuo, and you're also going to advance through these 3 11-ohs. And make sure that those 5 beads sit on the inside like that. Now I'm coming out of these 3 11-ohs. I'm going to go through the next 5 15-ohs. And I'm also going to go down through these 2 11-ohs at the end. So that is the top half of our little wing. We're going to do a bottom half here, but before we do this step, we need to do our little connecting circle. So we've already got 2 beads that we're sharing, so we're going to pick up 4 more 11-ohs. You're going to bring your needle down through the opposite side through these 2 beads like that. Now I'm going to advance my needle through these next 15-ohs. I'm also going to advance through the 3 11-ohs, the SuperDuo, and the 3 11-ohs on the other side of the SuperDuo. Right there. That's where your needle should be coming out of the 3rd 11-oh after the SuperDuo. So now we're going to do the identical thing that we did on this side. We're going to pick up 7 of our 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, and 7 of our 15-ohs. So this is what you should have: 7 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, and 7 15-ohs. I'm exiting these 3 11-ohs on the left side of my SuperDuo I'm going to bring my needle through the 3/11-ohs on the right side of the SuperDuo, and I'm also going through the SuperDuo right there. So you have your little loop there. Now we're going to pick up 5 15-ohs. Your thread is exiting the SuperDuo. We're going to bring our needle through the first 2 11-ohs at the top, right there. And you want those 5 15-ohs to sit on the inside. So pull your thread and get the slack out of your thread so that everything's nice and snug. Now you're picking up an 11-oh, exiting this 11-oh here. We're going to go down through these 2 11-ohs right there. Now we're going to pick up 5 more 15-ohs. There's my 5. I'm exiting this second 11-oh. I'm going to bring my needle through the SuperDuo right here. And I'm also going to go through the 3 11-ohs right there. Now, what I want to do is I want to advance my needle all the way around so that I'm coming out of this these 2 11-ohs on the other end where I left off. So I'm coming out of these 3. I'm going to advance through the next 5 15-ohs, and take your time. Make sure you're not missing any beads. So I'm coming through those 5 15-ohs. Now I'm going to come down these 2 11-ohs on the inside. And I'm going to advance all the way across till I'm coming out here. I'm going through these 15-ohs. And now I'm going to come down through the 2 11-ohs on the inside, right there. So now we're going to do a drop right here. So we're going to pick up 3 15-ohs, 1 11-oh, one of our 3mm pearls. You're going to pick up another 11-oh, and 3 more 15-ohs. So that's what you should have. 3 15-ohs, an 11-oh, your 3mm pearl, an 11-oh, and 3 15-ohs. So you want to bring that down. And you're going to bring your needle back through, skipping the 3 15-ohs. You're going to go through the 11-oh, the pearl, and the 11-oh. So pull your thread so that there's no slack, and you want that little picot to be at the bottom of your pearl, like that. Now you're going to pick up 3 more of your 15-ohs. You're going to skip this 11-oh and go through the next 2 11-ohs. And that's the first pattern of your angel wing. Now, from here, what you're going to do, once you've made the both sides and you've completed your drop or your circle, you're going to fold this top wing down like this. And that is the design of your necklace. So the wings are going to be folded down, and now we're going to repeat this step. So I'll have timestamps in the description box of where the wing starts, the complete pattern, where the dangle starts, because you're going to be repeating that until you get the length of the necklace that you want. So we'll do that again. So we're coming out of these two 11-0s right here. We're picking up 5 15-0s, 3 11-0s, a super duo, 3 11-0s, 5 15-0s, 2 11-0s, 5 15-0s, and 3 11-0s. So verify your counts. So I've got 5 15-0s, 3 11-0s, super duo, 3 11-0s, 5 15-0s, 2 11-0s, 5 15-0s, and 3 11-0s. You're going to bring that down, and you're going to bring your needle back through the empty hole of the super duo. Like that. Now you're going to pick up the reverse, your 3 11-0s, and then your 5 15-0s, and we're going up through these 2 11-0s on the drop. So here are my 3 11-0s and my 5 15-0s. I'm exiting my super duo. I'm going to bring my needle through these 2 11-0s right here at the end. Pull that snug. That's what you should have, and your thread's coming out of these 2 11-0s. So we're going to advance our needle through all of these beads, the super duo, and then the next 3 11-0s. So my thread's coming out of this third 11-0 right here. You're going to pick up 7 15-0s, 4 11-0s, and 7 15-0s. So here are all my beads: 7 15-0s, 4 11-0s, and 7 15-0s. Exiting these 3 11-0s, I'm going to bring my needle to the other side through these 3 11-0s and the super duo. Now you're going to pick up 5 15-0s, and you're going to go through these first 2 11-0s. Then you're picking up 1 11-0, and you're coming down through the next 2 11-0s. Then you're picking up 5 more 15-0s, going through the super duo and the 3 11-0s on the other side. So there's my 5. I'm coming out of here, going in through these 2 11-0s, picking up an 11-0, going through the next 2 11-0s, picking up 5 of my 15-0s, coming down through the super duo, and through the next 3 11-0s. So now my thread is exiting this third 11-0 after the super duo. I'm going to advance through the next 5 15-0s and then down through the 2 11-0s. So before we do this bottom pattern, we're going to do our connecting circle. So we're picking up 4 of our 11-0s, coming down through the opposite side, down through these 2 11-0s. Then we're going to advance through the 5 15-0s, the 3 11-0s, super duo, 3 11-0s to do our other wing. Now, a quick note on this. As long as you're making these patterns, you're going to be doing a drop. Now, when you get to the end of where you want your length to stop, you're not going to do a drop on the last circle, because that's going to be where your jump ring goes, or your lobster clasp. That will be your connector at the end. So do repeat these 2 steps until you get the length that you want, and don't do a drop on the last circle, so that way you can put your fasteners on at the end. So just a quick note on that. So I'm going to advance through to complete the other half of my wing, going through my 15 O's, the 11 O's, the SuperDuo, and the 3 11 O's on the other side. And we're going to repeat what we did on this side down here. So we're picking up 7 15 O's, 4 11 O's, and 7 15 O's, bringing our needle back through the 3 beads on the other side, and the SuperDuo, and so forth. All right, so I have all my beads on. That's 7 15 O's, 4 11 O's, and 7 15 O's. I'm going to bring those down. My needle is exiting these 3 11 O's right here. We're going to go back through the 3 11 O's on the right side of the SuperDuo. We're going to go through the SuperDuo also, right there. Now we're going to pick up 5 15 O's. I'm exiting the SuperDuo. I'm going to go through the first 2 11 O's on this little circle here, or this extension right there. Make sure that sits in the center. All right, so now we're picking up an 11 O, going down through these 2 11 O's. Now you're picking up 5 of your 15 O's. You're exiting the second 11 O. You're going to go down through your SuperDuo, and you're also going to go through the next 3 11 O's. We're going to advance all the way around till we get to the other side. So we're going to go through these 5 15 O's, up through the 2 11 O's that are connecting right here. Now we're going to come back across all the way to the end, going through the 5 15 O's, the 3 11 O's, the SuperDuo, and the 3 11 O's. Now I'm going to advance through the 5 15 O's, and I'm going to come down through to do my next dangle, because this is not the end of the necklace yet. Now if it were the end of the necklace, you would want to reinforce this end on both sides. Reinforce it for your so your lobster clasp or your jump ring has a secure connection. But I'll do one more drop with you, and then I'll send you on your way. So to do the drop, you're picking up 3 15 O's, an 11 O, and you're picking up a 3 millimeter round pearl, another 11 O, and then 3 more 15 O's, like that. Bring that down, and you're bringing your needle back through the 11 O on the other side of the pearl, skipping the 3 15 O's, and then you're going through the pearl and through the 11 O on the other side. Make sure you have your picot at the bottom of the pearl. Now you're picking up 3 more 15 O's to complete this drop. You're going to skip this 11 O and go through the next 2 11 O's. And that completes the drop pattern. Now you would leave that out if, like I said, if that was the end, you would just have the circle at the end. So now that you've completed the wing, you're going to fold that down like this. So continue doing these 2 steps until you get the length of the necklace that you want. And then I will show you how to add thread, and then we'll go on to adding the clasp. All right, so here's what I have so far. I've got quite a bit of length here. I went ahead and added my jump ring on one end, as you can see the circle here, I reinforced this with the tail thread and then just added my jump ring. So I'm going to show you how to add thread. My length right now is about 16.5 inches, and I want to make it a little bit longer than an 18-inch, and I have about 6 inches of thread left, so I'm going to add thread. And right now my needle is coming out of this 11/0 here. I've left my needle on because I want to mark where I left off. That's where I want my new thread to be coming out of. So I'm threading a new needle, another size 12, with enough thread. I've got about a yard, maybe a little bit more on here for my new thread. And I'm going to just come back a few beads, and I just want to work my way back to where I'm coming out with this old thread here, and then I'll show you what to do with this piece. So I'm just going to come up through, let's see, I'm going to open up my wing here so I can see where I'm at. I'm going to come up through these two 11/0s right here. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You can pick the point where you're most comfortable. If you want to come further back, that's fine. And I'm just going to bring my new thread here. I'm going to leave a pretty short tail because I'm just going to do a surgeon's of about 2 or 3 surgeon's knots here as I'm coming back to come back where I left off. So right here I'm going to come underneath my thread bridge, make a small loop, and I'm going to bring my needle through that loop and do what's called a half hitch knot right here. Pull that nice and snug. Now I'm going to bring my needle through the 11/0. I'm going to advance through these beads right here, the 15/0s and the 3 11/0s. I'll pull my thread through, and I'm going to do another half hitch knot right here before this super duo. So bring my needle up underneath, make a loop, bring my needle through that loop, pull nice and tight, advance my needle through the super duo, the next 3 11/0s, I'm going to do one more knot right here in between the 11/0 and the 15/0. And make sure that knot falls in between the beads. That's pretty good. I've got 3 good knots there. I'm going to now advance my needle through these 5 15/0s. And I'm going to come down through these 2 11/0s where my current working thread is right now. So there's my new thread. I'm going to cut this tail off, the new tail, where I added my new thread. So just going to pull that up out of the way and snip that off. You could also use a thread burner if you want to cut it short and then just do that end. So now here is my old thread with my old needle. I'm going to just weave this through a few beads. I'm going to open this wing so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to do some half hitch knots back the other direction. Just like I did, bringing my needle under a thread bridge, through the loop, pull that so that your knot is falling in between your beads. Advance through a few more beads. Going to do another half hitch knot here. Try to get that knot right in between your beads. Now I will just advance through a few more beads, and then I will clip my old thread off. It can be tricky sometimes getting through your beads, but Just take your time. And I'm going to cut my old working thread off here. And that is how you add thread. I'll fold my wing back so I can pick up where I left off. And I will continue. So I'm going to make a couple of more patterns, and then I will show you how to add the clasp at the end. Very simple. You can apply this technique to any beading project that you have as far as how to add thread. All right, so I'll see you when we get to the end. All right, I'm coming down to my last angel wing here. I've done my loop, I've done my upper and my lower, and I'm coming back down these two 11-ohs on the inside. I'm going to do my last drop. So I've got 3 15-ohs, an 11-oh, a purl 3 millimeter, an 11-oh, and 3 15-ohs. Bringing my needle through, skipping the 3 15-ohs, I'm going through the 11-oh, the purl, and the 11-oh. Now I'm picking up 3 more 15-ohs. I'm skipping this 11-oh, going through these next 2 11-ohs. That completes the drop. Now I'm going to do my last angel wing. I'm picking up 5 15-ohs, 3 11-ohs, a SuperDuo, 3 11-ohs, 5 15-ohs, 2 11-ohs, 5 15-ohs, and 3 11-ohs. 5 15-ohs, 3 11-ohs, SuperDuo, 3 11-ohs, 5 15-ohs, 2 11-ohs, 5 15-ohs, 3 11-ohs. Bring your needle back through the empty hole of the SuperDuo. Pick up 3 11-ohs, 5 15-ohs. Bring your needle through these 2 11-ohs. Advance your needle through the 5 15-ohs, the 3 11-ohs, the SuperDuo, and the 3 11-ohs. Pick up 7 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, and 7 15-ohs. So there's 7 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, and 7 15-ohs. Bring your needle through the 3 11-ohs on the other side of the SuperDuo. Go through the SuperDuo. Pick up 5 15-ohs. Bring your needle through the first 2 11-ohs at the top. Pick up 1 11-oh. Go through the next 2 11-ohs. Pick up 5 15-ohs. Bring your needle through the SuperDuo, the 3 11-ohs. Bring your needle through the next 5 15-ohs and through the next 2 11-ohs. I'm going to complete my last connector by picking up 4 of my 11-ohs, bringing my needle down through these 2 11-ohs, and I'm going to reinforce this 2 times because this is going to be the end of my necklace. So I'm going to go back through all the beads, and I'm going to go through one more time. And I'm exiting the 2 11-ohs on the inside. I'm going to do my last wing, so I need to advance my needle through the 5 15-ohs, the 3 11-ohs, the SuperDuo, and the 3 11-ohs. I'm going to pick up 7 15-ohs, 4 11-ohs, 7 15-ohs. I'm going to bring my needle through the 3 11-ohs on the other side of the SuperDuo and through the SuperDuo. Now I'm going to pick up 5 15-ohs, going through the first 2 11-ohs at the top, pick up 1 11-oh, go through the next 2 11-ohs, pick up 5 more 15-ohs, bring your needle through the SuperDuo and the 3 11-ohs. And now I am going to weave my thread through a few beads, do some half hitch knots, and then I'm going to tie my thread off. So once you've done that, you're going to flip this last wing over, weave your thread through, tie some knots, and clip your thread off, and then we will add the clasp. Alright, now we're going to add our clasp, and I failed to mention at the beginning of this video, you also need a couple of flat nose pliers for opening your jump rings. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to put the lobster clasp on. I'm going to use a 4mm jump ring. Open that, and it's going to go on my lobster clasp. Now I'm going to take a 6mm jump ring, open that up, put that through my smaller jump ring and through my necklace. And then we're going to close that. So there's our lobster clasp. That just adds a little extra length without it being too bulky. And fold my last 2 wings down. Now I'm going to come to the other end. I've already added 1 jump ring, but I decided I wanted to have a larger jump ring at the end for fastening the lobster clasp. It'll just make it that much easier. So we'll open that up, pop that on my jump ring, close that, and let me get this all arranged and we'll wrap this video up. Alright, so here's our beautiful angel wings necklace. Isn't that gorgeous? So this ended up being a little over 18 inches, 18.5 inches. Now you have the option to add an extender chain to this with a little dangle if you want to. You can certainly do that. Or if you want to make it longer, you know, just add more wings and little drops there. And you can also use the main pattern to do earrings. So I did this on the fly, and isn't that pretty for a matching set? And the only different thing I did here was I put little bicone crystals for the drops instead of using the rounds. Very, very pretty indeed. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. This concludes today's tutorial. So I want to thank you for joining me today. There will be links in the description box below with all the products used in today's tutorial, so check it out. I also have a website where I sell my own jewelry, and you'll see a link to that as well. And keep a watch out because I do have sales throughout the year, at least 3 or 4 sales throughout the year. All right, so if you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Thanks to all of you who keep coming back and sharing my video link. I really appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, I hope that you do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. And check out some of my latest shorts as well. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy beading, and I'll see you next time.